This is John Austin, and I just wanted to give a shout out to anyone considering Dr. Stan Harris's 21-day breakthrough training. But let me just tell you, the cost is only $49.95. That is half the normal price, and the only way you're going to lose is if you don't take the training yourself and if you don't get some other folks to take it with you. And I've been under the weather for the past couple of weeks, and the reason for that is I've pushed myself faster and harder than I should have. You can put high-octane fuel into a race car, but you still have to give it the required pit stops and maintenance. In fact, I don't even feel like being at work right now, so if anybody needs a breakthrough, I do. Like anybody else, I had plenty of excuses why I shouldn't or couldn't take the breakthrough training, but those are the same reasons why I needed to take it. I heard Dr. Breakthrough say, sometimes you need a breakdown in order to have a breakthrough. So when I came into the office yesterday, I purchased the 21-day breakthrough package. Notice I said I purchased it because I believe in sowing good seed to bless others so that I can expect my own harvest to be multiplied, pressed down, and running over. What you have to realize, folks, is that the people you emulate, the people who have the things that you want, are the ones who are reading books, paying for coaching and training, and continually feeding their minds. We all have the aptitude to do better, to rise to higher heights, and to achieve bigger goals. Attitude is what determines your altitude. When I was about 10 years old, I found a small book in my father's bookshelf entitled As a Man Thinketh, written by James Allen. I felt compelled to pick it up, and I read it from cover to cover. That book changed the course of my life, and the reason it did was because it changed my attitude. As I got a little older and began frequenting the community library with a couple of my friends, I was reading books on the power of positive thinking and on sales training, while they were reading books like Doc Savage and Louis L'Amour. Later on in life, I started creating my own library of good books, audios, videos, and I went to seminars and paid for coaching. I took one 5-day training that cost me $14,000, plus I had to pay travel expenses to get there. But here's the kicker, folks. The very next month, I earned $18,000. Well, every woodcutter knows the value of sharpening his axe. Every chef and every butcher knows the value of sharpening their knives. And every entrepreneur should know the value of sharpening their minds and their skills through prayer, through meditation, and through personal coaching. For only $49.95, you're getting a steal of a deal, folks. And if you invite a few of your friends to come along with you, your own breakthrough can be free. The fastest way to scale your business, and what do I mean by scale? Well, scale means that if you are at $100 a month, you want to get to $1,000 a month. If you're at $1,000, you want to get to $10,000, and if you're at $10,000, you want to get to $100,000 a month. Well, the fastest way to scale your business is to find a mentor that has done what you want to do. So go ahead, take the challenge, and it will improve your attitude, which will increase your altitude, and I have no doubt that you will experience one or more breakthroughs in the next 21 days.
Good evening, Mr. Stan Harris, a.k.a. Dr. Breakthrough. This is Howard and Cynthia Harris here in Houston, Texas, Global Ambassadors. We just wanted to thank you for the 21-day Breakthrough Challenge. It really enabled us to fast track to this position. We want you to know we feel like it's worth 10 times what we paid for it, but we just want to thank you for it. And we're going to be taking the 10-day Advanced Breakthrough Challenge as we proceed on to Crown Ambassadors. And we want to encourage everybody to take this 10-day Advanced Breakthrough Challenge as well as the 21-day Breakthrough Challenge, because the information and the nuggets that you give us help us to get to our position as global ambassadors, and it helped us spiritually, financially, and in every aspect.
time. It's breakthrough time. I am Tassel Daly, Crown Ambassador with Shop Free Mart. I tell you, since I've taken the 21 days breakthrough challenge, I am getting breakthrough after breakthrough. The one that says your breakthrough is on the other side of your comfort zone is really, really powerful. It has caused me to get out of my comfort zone and to be talking to people that I would not normally talk to. Also, to reach out to those who have already joined in my business or joined Shop Free Mart and are doing nothing. I'm now reaching out to them. And guess what? They are seeing the importance of using our awesome products. And I said to someone, don't let the start stop you. Wow, that might have reached home to the individual. Immediately the person have decided to start working the business, even though that individual was there doing nothing for months. Don't let the start stop you. So that person purchased a product and is now ready to run the race with us. It's breakthrough time. Thank you so much.
Okay, so let me tell y'all. I just started today with the 21-day breakthrough challenge. Now, I am on number 1. Well, let me say I'm past number 1. So I'm on number 2 because I couldn't wait. I started number 1, and it was so good that I had to skip to number 2. Now, it's so good that, man, maybe I might listen to the whole thing. I might even go through the whole 21 days. I might just try to do the 21 days in one day. That's how awesome it is.
Wow, Dr. Sam Harris, my mentor. Your 21-day breakthrough challenge inspired me beyond my imagination. You opened my eyes wider, uplifted me, straightened me, removed the victim mentality that remained in me, removed procrastination from me, lighted me up, pushed me up away from this negative world to the positive world of divine love, and made me a victor. It's breakthrough time. Thank you, sir.
All righty. So I trust, my friend, that you have taken the 21-day breakthrough challenge or the advanced breakthrough challenge, or you've gotten one of the books, How to Build a Big Team. Well, actually, I call it the dynamic duo, How to Build a Big Team Fast, and your breakthrough is guaranteed. You get those two. And the beautiful thing, my friend, is I hope you understand that with the compensation plan, really it wasn't factored in for you to see it this way, but my 21-day breakthrough challenge, my 10-day advanced challenge, they actually pay out more than any other product that we have. So in other words, a brand new person can get started and today send out and go in their back office, go to shopfreemart.com, click on login, and on the left-hand side, click on tools, and then click on landing pages. And once they're on the landing pages, they can scroll down and about 3 from the bottom on the right, you'll see 21-day breakthrough challenge. And if they just click on the highlighted where it says 21-day breakthrough challenge, it'll show you what it looks like. If you cut, copy, and paste the link underneath, then you can send that to people through text or messenger or so forth. And anyone who signs up, you're going to make $20 right out of the gate. So you want to make $100, get 5 people to take the challenge. By the way, one of the greatest things you can do is, because I teach in that challenge about having an accountability partner and even having an accountability group. And so, my friend, you can do that. And as you empower other people to get their breakthrough, guess what? Then you're also financially being blessed. I know the Harrises had a breakthrough party and they signed up a bunch of their folks to take the breakthrough challenge. And so, my friend, I'm telling you, people are going to be blessed. And again, this is 43 years of my life distilled down to 21 3 to 7 minute videos that literally at your own disposal at your time, you can watch them. And then, by the way, you'll have them for literally perpetuity. And we have some people that have gone through it over and over and over again. And then some people will start it again in the beginning of the month and follow the day with the video so that there's 21 days. And then they'll start on the 10-day challenge because there's 10 to that. So every month it has 31 days. Every day they have something to pour in. So you got to understand, my friend, write this down. I've said it many times. Success can never be owned. It can only be rented. Success can never be owned. It can only be rented. And the rent is due every single day. See, when I'm at the gym working out, here's what helps me out a lot. What Muhammad Ali said. He said, I said to myself, suffer now and live the rest of your life a champion. Wow. Suffer. See, you got to think about that in your business, by the way. Suffer now. Go through the rejection. Go through all this, the folks that put anything in their body, and then, then all of a sudden, they become research experts when you try to talk and teach them about health and get them to take a product that's just going to empower them. That's why, again, my friend, all I do is point people to 200 diseases. Just go to 200 diseases, scroll down the left-hand side, and whatever problem you have, you look it up, right? And like a lady on Facebook I told you about the other day, and I had her look up, everybody on Facebook was talking about, oh, I'm praying for you. She's like, I haven't been able to sleep. There's a ringing in my ears. It's driving me crazy. I've researched online, and all the thing I'm finding is there's no help. And so I happened to look on 200 diseases, and I saw it there. And I saw that Dr. Wheaton gives some powerful recommendations. So, I simply, instead of like everybody else saying, I'm praying for you, I said, hey, I'm praying for you, but I'm going to inbox you something. And I sent her that information, and she ordered the products that she needed. And now already she's starting to see a benefit, my friend. Are you hearing me, my friend? I'm telling you, this thing is powerful. This thing is practical. This thing, it's amazing. But again, you got to understand it's a daily fight, and you have to be willing to suffer. You got to be willing to put the time. You got to pay the cost to be the boss. And so again, like Muhammad Ali, I don't know how many times I say that to myself, and a few times I've said it out loud. Suffer now and live the rest of your life a champion. That's what Muhammad Ali said. So I adjusted. I put the breakthrough spin on it, right? And so what I do is I say, suffer now and live the rest of the day as a champion, and then start and do it all over again tomorrow, right? So suffer today, but live the rest of the day a champion, and then tomorrow do it all over again, right? So those things that you don't want to do, but those are things you need to do, you just got to learn it. You got to talk to. See, 83% of self-talk is negative, my friend. Listen, and that's why in this declaration I have it read. That's why, my friend, I myself read it, and not just read it. You want to read it out loud so you can hear yourself, my friend. But you got to understand, my friend, you are in a fight of your life, my friend, and you got to be willing. Listen, you got to be willing to throw some blows, my friend. I mean, I told y'all the story about, I don't know how many times I've told you the story, but I'm going to tell it to you again because I just like hearing it myself. But I'm driving down the highway one day and pulled over and opened up the passenger door and I yelled, "Get out!" I know people thought I was crazy. And now I was going crazy because Murphy was in my car and he would drive me crazy, all that negative stuff. Anything bad that can happen will happen. It will happen at the worst possible time. Man, you better get that prophecy away from me. So I said, get out. Kick Murphy out of my car. Kick Murphy out of my house. Kick Murphy out of my head. And I don't understand why y'all keep allowing that rascal to live with y'all. Why you keep letting him come on, somebody? I kicked out Murphy and kicked out the law. And guess what, my friend? I repealed the law. I rescinded the law. And I decided, you know what? I don't know this Murphy guy. I don't like his law. I don't like the effects of his law. I don't like what the law is getting and producing for me. So I'm going to write my own law. I'm going to write Dr. Breakthrough's law. Can I give you Dr. Breakthrough's law? Okay, here it is. Everything good that can happen will happen. and it will happen at the best possible time. Let me say it again. I said everything good that can happen will happen, and it will happen at the best possible time. You said, no, Doc, so does that mean only good things happen to you? No, what it means is everything that happens to me, the more I say everything good that can happen will happen, the more to adjust my mentality, my mindset, so that even the so-called things that seem to be bad, I can see the good in them. Come on now. Because how many of you know there were some quote-unquote bad things that happened to us, but now years later in hindsight, come on somebody, I'm saying years later in hindsight, somebody said hindsight is often 2020, right? But years later in hindsight, but I'm going to say foresight could be 2022 if you make your declaration and stick to it. Ooh, that's good. Somebody ought to tweet that one, hashtag Dr. Breakthrough. But anyway, I said it doesn't just have to be hindsight is 2020. Foresight can be 2020 if you make the degree and you stay consistent with it, my friend. Why? A faithful man, Proverbs 28:20, shall abound with blessings. Now, sometimes God's timetable is a little different than mine, right? 1,000 years is as a day, and a day is as 1,000 years. So I was like, wow. But anyway, here's what I'm saying. I'm saying, my friend, you got to understand this thing, man. So again, no, in hindsight, some things that happened that was terrible that I thought, and like how in the world, and now in hindsight I can see, oh my goodness, that thing, like Joseph said, ye meant it for evil, but God meant it for good, to save much people alive. You see, my friend, there's some people that are hurting and broken, and guess what, my friend? They need to hear your story. They need to hear my story. Not my story of when I'm on top and everything's going good. No, they got to hear my story of when I'm broken. They got to hear my story of when I'm like, God, I don't understand. I'm doing everything I know to do. I'm believing as much as I know to believe, and it still doesn't seem to be happening. They got to hear your story, and they got to hear how you just said, okay, God, I don't know what's going on. I'm just going to trust you. By the way, write that word down, trust, T-R-U-S-T, trust. Take refuge under spiritual truth. Come on, somebody. Trust. Take refuge under spiritual truth. See, I get myself in trouble when I start trusting in my feelings. I get myself in trouble when I start trusting in what it seems like to me. I get myself in trouble when I start doing things according to the world and the cosmos. It's like, okay, well, here's what's around me. No. There's a more powerful world than the visible world. It's the invisible world, my friend, but you can't tap into that unless you come by faith. See, faith is the currency of the kingdom. Faith is the currency. And I'm telling you, my friend, and oftentimes, you got to hit rock bottom to know that he's the rock at the bottom. And I'm telling you, so people that are hurting, my friend, listen, I'm telling you, they got to hear our story of when we were down. They got to hear our story of, okay, yeah, I got up and guess what? Got knocked down again. I thought, oh my goodness, no, I'm up, but no, I got knocked down again. So guess what? I just got back up again. A just man falleth 7 times and riseth up again. And they got to hear your story, my friend. They want to hear, and I'm telling you, my friend, so yes, everything good that can happen will happen, and it will happen at the best possible time. And the more I say that, the more I start understanding my time frame has to be submit to the time frame of God. Come on, my friend. My time frame, my thought process, and all of a sudden I start viewing things a different way. It was like somebody yesterday sent me something on Facebook, and it's all these different, is this block of words, right? And it says, they say, just look at that and let me know what word hits you first. And they listed the top 3 words that hit you, and they mentioned Proverbs 23:7, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. And so they said, in essence, what will happen is, because of the way your mind, you will pick up on words that align, right, with you. And and so this particular person that I mentored, she said, hey, Doc, and she gave me the words that she saw, and she wanted me to give her the words that I saw. And as a matter of fact, it's weird. The first one I saw was self-care. I was like, self-care. And then I saw alignment. And then I saw connection, right? And so I sent that back to her, and she said, wow. She said, I figured the first thing you would see is breakthrough. And so anyway, she told me that hers was alignment, creation and gratitude. Anyway, I said to her, well, I guess I need another breakthrough, laugh out loud. and she said, well, we all do in so many ways. But listen, my friend, I'm saying this. That made me think about that, though. That's why I keep saying everything good that can happen will happen, and it will happen at the best possible time. Because, again, my friend, the more that I work on tuning my mind to that, guess what? The more I'm going to start seeing those type of things, even in the midst of what seemed to be a bad thing, even in the midst of what seemed to be a tragedy, even in the midst of what seemed to be something that it just didn't make sense in the moment, my friend. But listen, but when I get my mind tuned to the right frequency, I forget who I was talking to. I think, Les, talking to Les yesterday, and he hit, and he three-wayed Ron Ed in, and we were talking, Les and I would mention something about, about the dog whistle. And about my mom, and we had a dog, by the way. Our dog was named Sheba, and half German Shepherd and half Husky. And anyway, but Sheba was what my older cousin's dog that then he gave to us. And anyway, and so my mom was demonstrating about blowing the whistle to call Sheba, and I was like, Mom, I don't hear anything. She said, boy, I ain't calling you. I'm calling the dog. I said, but I don't hear nothing. She said, son, you got a different frequency that you operate on versus the dog. And it hit me. And that's why I was like, wow, my friend. Hey, listen, and I don't know about you. I want to be on that frequency when I hear the voice of God. I want to be on the frequency, my friend, when I'm following. Listen, my friend. And so in part way, you can do that when you start. Listen, these declarations are more powerful than we know, my friend. And I'm telling you, the Bible talks about he endured by seeing him who is invisible. Now, I thought about that earlier this morning when I was praying. And as Jesus said, men ought always to pray and not to faint. So you're either fainting because you're not praying, or because you're praying, you're not going to faint. And other folks will look at you and say, man, if I was going through what you was going through, I don't know if I could take it. It's like one of my friends many years ago, and pastor when I was in Indiana as a Bible college professor, and he pastored in Chicago. And anytime I would preach or speak somewhere that didn't take him away from Sunday, he always wanted to travel with me. And he also was one of my students in the martial arts, and had several martial arts classes out there. But anyway, and I'll never forget that he said to me, his name was Vic Brooks. I'll never forget. Vic said to me one day, he said, man, Pastor Vic Brooks said to me, he said, man, before I knew you, he said, I thought you didn't have any problems. He said, you're always like jovial and laugh. He said, now that I'm getting to know you, he's like, dude, how in the world do you ever smile with all the problems you got? And I said to him, by the inspiration of God, I have problems. The difference is I'm not going to allow my problems to have me. Oh, come on, somebody. I have problems, but I'm not going to allow my problems to have me. Come on, trust. Take refuge under spiritual truth. I'm going to trust in what he said, my friend. See, Psalm 118:24, I meditate on this morning. This is the day which the Lord hath made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Notice the word. We will rejoice and be glad in it. It's a choice. You got to make up your mind. And by the way, if you look hard enough, you can find something good, just like if you look hard enough, you can find something bad, my friend. How is it that the Pharisees found fault in Jesus? Well, because they projected their own fault on him. And so guess what, my friend? The Bible says a froward heart findeth no good. Your heart's all messed up. You can't find no good. So guess what's going to happen then? If you get your heart right, my friend, come on, somebody. And if you allow God to give you a heart tune-up, then guess what? You'll start seeing good things in what seems to be bad things. So anyway, it's breakthrough time. I guess the moral of the story is, without a breakthrough mentality, nothing in heaven or earth can help us. With a breakthrough mentality, nothing on earth can stop us. I'm closing with this. Les Brown came on, did a live yesterday, and he's talking about overcoming obstacles, and I was listening to him. He said something. He said this. He said, man, life. He said, life is a trip. And he said, I'm experiencing some things now, and the blind side hit me. He said, I never saw them coming. Never saw them coming. He said, and things are going to happen like that. He said, but what are you going to do during those times? You're going to just give up? You're going to what are you going to do? And so again, my friend, there's not one single person that doesn't have any problems. There's just some people that decide on purpose not to allow their problems to have them, in essence, to allow their problems to fuel them to greater heights. And that, my friend, is what we want for you.